Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals On The Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. I'm your host, Joe Goodberry, and it's Halloween, so of course we got a nightmare on Halloween, as the Bengals like to give us at this point every year. And honestly, I would love to get on here and just rant and rave and say they need to fire everyone. I honestly would like to do that, but I am still going to watch the film. I'm still going to go through it, and I've come through it a little bit here, and I knew what I wanted to do in terms of what I wanted to look at, because I think it's not always a good thing. Like, you'll hear the phrase "burn the film," right? Like, don't even watch it because it was that bad on the defensive side. Like, the offense has done its job overwhelmingly. They've been beyond what we could have reasonably asked for from a Joe Flacco-led offense. You score 38 points, you should win those games 98% of the time, and the rest of the league does. And the Bengals have in their franchise history over the last 2 years, though. They're 1-3 in these games, and it's just inexcusable. So I'd love to just go absolutely crazy, because that's how I feel inside. I'm feeling a lot of emotions inside, because it could mean that you lose those 0-7 Jets. It could mean that your season is over, essentially. Now they're 2-0 in the division, and there's still a chance. And I'm not selling hope. That's not what I'm doing here. We're going to watch the fourth quarter, basically, and go over the tape and look at a lot of this defense. And then I want to get to the final two drives on offense. And so hopefully I would like to see the whole fourth quarter. I'm mainly trying to look at the defense here on this episode and see how they gave it up and what happened and what is salvageable. What can we still use? What can they build off of? Because there's not a lot. People are looking for the hope. Like, what's the hope for this defense? There's a lot of young guys. The hope is that they get better from this point. So we need to be honest about where they're at right now. Because when we pick this book up again in 4 weeks or so and just like straight up look at the defense and not like put the microscope on one player like we've done. We've, watched all of Shamar Stewart's reps or Miles Murphy or DJ Turner or whatever it may be. When we do a full like zoom out of this defense in 4 weeks or so, we need to know if they're better, if they're getting better, if there's been progress for a lot of these guys. And if there's not, that would be terrible for the future of this defense and turning this ship around within a year, because that should be the goal every year, is that they can get it right for 2026. So we're going to hit rock bottom, and we're going to watch it, and we're going to see what we can still use and what rock bottom looks like for a defense that was up by 2 scores and the other team was running the ball to get back into the game and ultimately winning that game, which is insane. Let's put on the tape. So the fourth quarter starts and the Bengals are up by a couple scores and the Jets are driving again. And they're within the 15-yard line, so we're getting to the tight red zone. And right away, they're going for the run, and they're just running it down the Bengals' throats. And you watch at the line of scrimmage, this is happening far too often, I think, throughout this year. I would say the Bengals are one of the worst run defense teams in the league. And you just see too many blockers. First thing that we never get on our side is we never get linemen getting up to our linebackers. For the Bengals, it's consistent. And that's what the nose tackle is for. It's what TJ Slaton was brought in to do. And they're just not doing it at a good enough level. When you watch now, we're going to flip it around. You're just going to see that the Jets' offensive line had their best day. As a whole, run blocking, pass blocking, I thought they were pretty excellent. And that's not what we want. But you'll see here, and that wasn't the guy I originally pointed to when I said that's on your nose tackle, Slaton. That's actually B.J. Hill there. And I want to say this is Mike Pennell here. So neither of them are tying up for the most part. 2 guys. I'll go back 1 second here. You'll see Pennell is going to end up with the double team on the left side here. And then we're just going to release one guy there, release a tight end here. The real winners of this play need to be your guys that are getting blocked by the tight ends, your Miles Murphy, your Demetrius Knight. Everyone else on the front side here is going to at least force the cutback and towards the guys where the tight ends are. So let's see it right here. You see right there, Breece Hall's like, okay, Dax Hill or Joseph Osai is onto the outside here. Dax Hill beat his man to the gap here. Okay, so I've got to cut back. And as he does, he's going to pick up 7 yards on this play. Excuse me. I just had to look at the screen there. It was 7 yards. But just too much gap, too much space. Get your eyes back now to Myles Murphy and Demetrius Knight on this side. Knight just like gets punched in the mouth, completely knocked back. He's back about 8 yards or so. I looked at his data on this. He's making a tackle on run plays at 6.9 yards down the field so far this year. And then Murphy just is not beating Mason Taylor, who wasn't a great blocker at LSU, and then helping make the tackle downfield. So just too soft at the point of attack with your defensive linemen. And nobody just really, and it's probably going to be a theme, nobody really just making a play as Zach Taylor asked for playmakers. We'll get to the next play here, but we will get somebody and a couple guys to make some plays here. Or at least some penetration. Did you see that right away? Chris Jenkins and I want to say Logan Wilson with a little bit of penetration, forcing Breece Hall to bounce this way. And when he does, this is where I'm going to have a problem with some of the guys here. I'm going to have a problem with Dax Hill. I'm going to have a problem with Geno Stone. I'm going to have a problem with Myles Murphy. So we're going to switch the camera around once he gets in, and you'll see what I'm saying on that. So you're going to get Logan Wilson and Chris Jenkins at the point of attack. Point of attack is where the play is originally designed to go. And especially on like gap or man run schemes. But Chris Jenkins, first guy moving here, going to fake in, come out to the outside, and Logan Wilson's going to shoot this gap right here. So watch those guys, right? If Hall's looking at that, he's got to be thinking, it's not there. Clearly, we've got man to the outside, man to the outside, man to the outside, man to the outside here. So he's going to follow his lead blocker that's coming across this way. You see this guy right here that's in front of Breece Hall? So the play is going to take him that way, and here he goes. Watch real quick for me, two guys first. First, Myles Murphy at defensive end here. They leave him unblocked as this guy goes to get this defensive end, and the fullback is going to come over and get Murphy. But watch Murphy for me. Like, he's unblocked here, and he's like, okay, what do I do? He just kind of sticks with a guy. And then he dives inside. You still see him there? Like, you couldn't have made that block any easier for 47. Now let's go back and see where Hall, who he's really juking out on this play. It's Geno Stone here in the middle. Stone's going to replace basically into the middle linebacker spot here because we've got so many guys out here. I mean, like, we were expecting the run out here. We're really weak over here. The Jets, good run scheme. Rock, paper, scissors on this. But watch Geno Stone. Okay, they're going to lock eyes there in the hole. And then as Breece Hall flips it out, one little, give him the stanky leg and then head out. Oh, man, you're just, Stone's left in the dust. The other guy here is Dax Hill with Alan Lazard, I want to say is 10. Is that who it is? Dax is kind of just hanging. And by the time he realizes what's going on, he must have also thought the run's going the other way. Like, there's too many guys on too many plays just taking it easy. And to me, that's just inexcusable. And I don't know how Al Golden can take that. All right, this is the 2-point conversion. The first, I believe, of the two. And we're going to send a blitz. We're going to send both safeties. Look at this. Everyone is covered. Both safeties are on the outside. You see this? Here and battle here. We got Murphy coming through here. We got Osai coming through here. This should be a sack. I mean, how close do you need to get to the guy? And then your next guy here is Demetrius Knight. Knight, I'm going to need you to be an athlete and make a play. One-on-one with Justin Fields in the open space, open field. And he just runs around you. We need our pass rushers to be able to close this. First of all, our safeties are blitzing to the outside. So we talk about like pass rush lanes and keeping mobile quarterbacks in their lanes. Let's watch this real fast. Right here. I'm going to go back actually one click if I can. Right here. Stone coming right here. Battle coming right here. The outside is taken care of. So as these guys come outside, it's kind of redundant. You're kind of leaving it wide open. I need somebody with a little bit of power on this inside here. It doesn't have to be the DNs. Maybe it's the defensive tackles. Maybe the D tackles are just trying to keep Justin Fields in the pocket. That would be a reasonable thing. But we need these DNs, Osai and Murphy, to be able to get these hands off of them so they could freely get to the quarterback. Like from the side angle, how close did these guys look? From this angle, they don't look that close. They're just running upfield. All four of them rush upfield. Nobody can get inside. And then Knight here, watch Knight. I mean, he looked at points in college and in other points in the season, he looked athletic. Like, what? It's not even two-hand touch. In two-hand touch, Justin Fields scores. So that's all frustrating. I don't mean to be so animated right away. You know what? I was going to watch kickoffs, and I don't think I am. But the Bengals are not getting good enough kick return production out of Charlie Jones. I mean, did you see the block here? Watch this. Watch this guy. That's got to be Taj Brooks, right? He's been the up man lately. Boom! I mean, let me run behind him. Logan Wilson, though, you're wondering, like, Logan Wilson's not supposed to be out there because he was kind of replaced on special teams by Joe Giles Harris. But Logan Wilson, if you can keep that block, see, I think he thinks Charlie's going this way. But Charlie keeps hitting the hole either late or wrong or just going down too easy on contact. But did you see Taj Brooks on that? And I don't even want to spend time on special teams, but watch Taj Brooks again. Right here. Yes. Let me get Taj Brooks with a carry at some point, huh? All right, so the Bengals get the ball. And we're starting it off. And I want to say this is the third to last drive, so this may be the one where they just run it down their throats completely. And we're going to see some of the good parts, I guess. I mean, right away, you got an explosive run out of Samaje Perine, 21 yards down the field. And the offensive line is feeling it. At this point, I mean, the offense could do no wrong. At this point, I think they punted one time. Let's watch some of the blocking. Dylan Fairchild having one of his better days. You see the double team at the point here. Really getting this defensive tackle to buckle this way. And then we need a guy to climb up and get to the linebacker. Something that has eluded the Bengals offensive lineman for a while. Let's see it. Fairchild just getting enough. Just getting that guy. And this is something that Perine does really well. Perine really presses the hole. Like some guys will see that and just try to hit it right away. Perine will press the hole as tight as he can get to his lineman. And what that does is you see 44 here, he's diving inside because he thinks that's where Perine's going. So while the blocking was only okay there, it's good at the line of scrimmage. They all held up their guys. I think Perine made a lot of that right there himself. He's been running really, really well. Everyone has, but Chase Brown's been on back to form, right, the last few weeks. There's Perine again. I mean, that's him. If I remember correctly watching this play, that's him again. And what I mean is he's creating this. And I just want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the box. Perine gets the least amount of defenders in the box of any running back in the league. So you got to take advantage of it. It's why he's getting so many carries. But it's a Y insert, which means I'm taking my tight end, who's Drew Sample, they use as a fullback, and bring him across where they would normally run this thing. Either he's gonna follow off of him and bounce it out this way, or sometimes he'll cut it up right here. But Perine sees this right away, and I think he's like, yeah, I feel the hole to my right, our left. And right away, the one solid run defender in past years has been Jermaine Johnson for the Jets. I mean, Quinn Williams is great, but Jermaine Johnson, he dives inside. Again, same thing, what I say about Perine, right? Really pressing the hole as tight to his guard as he can before bouncing it outside. And that causes Johnson to bounce in, which gives Marius Mims the advantage. The two best rushing years the Bengals have had in like the last 5 were 2022 and now 2025. Their numbers are crazy for 2025 so far, in which they didn't start that way. It was terrible to start. But Perine's been a big part of two of those. Both of those, I should say. Little quick pass. We used to do this with Andrew Hawkins. Who remembers Andrew Hawkins getting these? How did Chase Brown end up on the ground? What play was that? But get a receiver coming across. This counts as a pass. Nice way to get the ball in their hands. Should be an easy completion. That's what happened to Chase Brown. He's just minding his own business over here. 97's got to knock him over. I want to see the blocking, though, in front of Jamar. Drew Sample trying to. Hudson getting a piece. We'll take a gain of 7 anytime, especially on first down. They look so good in the orange pants. Why do they have to be a curse? I don't know if you saw this real quick. As the motion comes across, T. Higgins comes in motion, and the corner leaves Jamar Chase and runs with T. Tells you I've got zone, right? And Flacco's going to see that right away. What does he do? Play action. And I think this is a run play, by the way, that O-line takes off. Just flip it out to Jamar. Jamar just sees it. I got an easy pitch and catch because nobody's on me. Pickup of 16. Like, we should never criticize these type of plays when they put in packaged plays that if the defense isn't going to cover your best player, flip the ball out to him. You're going to complete that 95% of the time. It works as a run play in a lot of ways. It also makes your O-line sometimes soft blocking because they're like, is it a pass? I don't know if I should go downfield. He might be telling them something. They might get a tell from Flacco, though, which would be a good idea. I wonder if they do pre-snap. Like, I like this for my receiver. All right, next play, first down now. Bengals are picking up chunk after chunk after chunk, and this is clearly a run play. Even though you've got a, what looks like, I love the receivers lately have looked like they're running routes here just to keep these corners occupied a little bit longer, which allows you to get more explosive runs. But Chase Brown was on it, man. I really enjoy P. Ryan running the ball. But Brown, the explosiveness you get out of him is just so rare that if this is what it's going to look like, to have a healthy dose between the two of them. I like the split between the two of them. And I think Chase Brown is the best player on the field for the Bengals offense on Sunday. Okay, a couple double teams there. I like here between Rivers and Karras. Get a nice bump on him. I don't think they did as well on this side with Fairchild and Brown. Let's see, can you get to 56? You do. I mean, he's just squirting that hole. I don't think Juwan Briggs plays this well enough. Kind of soft there. And Chase Brown just very fast through the hole there too. I do like the power, I should say, with Fairchild here. Watch Fairchild get a hand on 56 and watch him throw him decent amount, right? Enough to let your speedy running back burst through that hole. It's hard to tackle a guy. I don't care if he's 210 pounds, which some people see as small. It's great for today's NFL, but if you had two guys like that, how great would that be? But I don't mind. I think it's hard to tackle him at times when he's full speed. When you make him think too much and slow him down, he's not as valuable. And I think that was part of the issue early in the season. They're picking the right hole. Chase Brown seeing it, feeling it. So you get these guys to start going. Same with like flipping the balls out to your number one receiver. Get them going. And you get the running backs going like this. You get the pick where you want here. His eyes are this way the whole time. And he's just setting it up, right? His eyes are kind of betraying him because 44 should see this. Like I talked about with P. Ryan. 44, man, you dove inside like that. But in just stemming it inside, even though he's looking this way, gets 44 to go inside, gets Jermaine Johnson to go inside, and he goes, okay, at that point, I can just bounce it out with good burst too. Get it down to the 1 yard line. Gain of 5 inside the 10 is a solid gain. I'll take 5 anytime, but I mean, inside the 10, no doubt. And we're still running in shotgun here. 2 tight ends out there. Chase Brown cuts against the grain. I want to see what the receivers are doing on our side down here, just to be sure. I like splitting them away from the line, making it look like you're running routes, keeping those guys occupied. But let's watch Chase Brown here. I believe he's going to cut it outside again here. I want to see who he's watching with his eyes here. I mean, and look, like I think 56, I think Quincy Williams knows that this cutback's coming because watch him already like start to fill in this way. It's just too late. I mean, it's good power out of Chase Brown to just get it over that line because I don't think the offensive line, again, did much there at the point of attack. I don't think it's been all offensive line for the run game. I think they've gotten better because they were a mess in that Vikings game. I can't remember if I did the film review here or if that was on Twitter, on X, at Joe Goodberry, if you're not following. It may have been, I don't remember. So, but I did watch all the runs for the Vikings game, and it was as bad as I've ever seen it in terms of blocking. I don't think they turned in some A+ blocking run game at this point, but I do think they're in the C to C+ level range, and that's fine. You'll take that because I think what they've done is really complement the. Say get to the 40. We're getting to the 40. The Jets are, and we can't get anything past the 25. What they've done with the run game is really complement the pass game and marry the two in a much better way. And I think that's a necessity. You have to have that. I want to see here. I want to watch Logan Wilson. He's over here in the middle. I don't know if you can see him. Getting walled off. It's not like that's not his. He's doing his role. Everyone's got to play their spot. That's why I'm trying to see who got out of there. Who really got out of their spot? Oren Burks. Burks got double teamed and out of his spot and then eventually thrown down. They just look slow, right? All right. Jets are in shotgun here. Everyone's slow off the line. Screen pass. Chris Jenkins gets kind of blocked to the side, to the back. It's a gain of 4. You'll take a gain of 4 on defense. Like that's on first down. Not a big deal. How many people knew who Davis was? Isaiah Davis, I think it was. How many people knew who he was before the game? Watch Chris Jenkins here. Recognizes it. Now he's got to get over in space. And just, we need better tackles in space. All the D linemen right now, their missed tackle rates are way too high. I should post that somewhere if I remember on Twitter. I was looking this up recently, and I'm like, they're all missing tackles. And I think it's why, a contributing factor maybe, as to why one of the first things I said about the defense is they're allowing the linemen to get to the second level too easily. They're not very good tacklers underneath. I mean, you got a screen here, and you start this and you get them to 3rd and 6. I mean, you could end the game here, honestly, on this drive. You get the Jets to punt here. This could be over. Dax was in good position. Feels like that would have been blown up. Either way, so maybe it would have been better if he catches that and they lose 2. But it's 3rd and 6. The defensive line's a bit confused. There you go. Now we're showing a couple linebackers in the A gap into an inverted cover 2. Dax going to free safety. I saw that. So Dax dropped back into safety, into the deep safety. He did that once this week, and that must have been the play. Fields climbing. They've got everyone covered, and eventually he goes, okay, I got to get out of there. As, who's that? Shamar Stewart is just looking, he's tying his shoes. That's what he's doing. Shamar Stewart tying his shoes, and Justin Fields climbs up and gets within a yard of the first down. I actually thought he was shorter than that. I thought it should have been like a yard and a half, but whatever. Stewart, all right, where am I going? I don't want to pick on the guy, but I'm going to. Let's watch Shamar Stewart here. What happened to him? Gets tripped, and he trips his linebacker. Or the linebacker trips him. I'm not sure. Barrett Carter, I can't tell who trips who. Miles Murphy, I mean, it's a 3rd down, guys. We need a pass rush here. Get to the outside. He never gets the hands off of him. Membo is a rookie. Let's see if he can knock a hand down. No, you cannot. Now you got to rip around. Nothing. Ain't happening. You know, Chris Jenkins is the other defensive end on this side, isn't he? I mean, come on. So you dropped Osai into coverage on 3rd down. Osai ends up making the tackle. But, like, you got guys tripping over themselves. You got another guy who can't get off blocks. And you got a defensive tackle trying to rush from the end spot who is not even, like, they must think he's much more athletic than he actually is. I'm talking about Chris Jenkins. He's not that guy. He's a solid athlete. Okay. Play action. Looking like we have a flat, and then this guy comes out this way. Normally this is like spider wide banana. They'll have one guy this way, one guy to the flats. But this is Y leak. If you watch the tight end, he's the Y, and he's going to fake like he's blocking, then he's going to leak. Him blocking, as long as he does, gets these guys to just disregard him. Like, oh, he's blocking. He's not a guy. And then look at this. Oh, no. Barrett Carter's pointing. Barrett, nobody's over there, Doug. You got to get over there. A gain of 24 on 4th and 1. So all this play action, can we get a guy to win on their pass rush? Let's see here. We're going to send Jordan Battle, and he's going to get picked up by, I believe it's Isaiah Davis. Boom. Everyone else kind of just close, near production, but not quite there. It's a good play call, to be honest. It's just a good call. And you got rookie linebackers out there. And they're giving it up on 4th and 1. That's all right. They're still outside the red zone. You can stop them right here. Hold them to a field goal would be huge. You can do a lot of things here. And right away, Jets are going to run outside, almost like a read option here as they pull some guys this way. And they're really going to test this guy right here. I think it's Shamar Stewart. And he cannot contain the edge. Meanwhile, these guys are giving up too much ground down here. And then they say, oh, no, it is a run. It's a run. I got to get out there. Get on my horse. DJ Turner gets blocked. Jordan Battle runs into the other blocker. It's a 27-yard touchdown for Breece Hall. I mean, come on. Let's watch Shamar Stewart here and see what I'm talking about. You see all the action, brings him inside as he's unblocked. You got to contain. You got to contain. Your job is to stay outside. Your job is to not let anybody around you. I mean, even Barrett Carter thinks this is going inside. Watch Carter. He's pointing. Get back to that way. And now he's coming back and he's blocked. Oh, no. Demetrius Knight. Let me see. Is this Knight here or is that Logan Wilson? It might be Knight. Let's see. It's Knight. He doesn't know where the ball is. Where is it? Who's got it? I just can't take it. It's so bad. It's collectively the worst defense I've watched. So bad. All right, 2-point conversion. Looks like the Bengals are in man coverage, the way they're sliding with it and making their adjustments. Fields drops and looks, doesn't see anyone there. And oh my God, he's actually got a buckle in the pocket here. Everyone is covered. Look at this. Everyone's covered. Fields looks right, looks left. He's got to leave the pocket and scramble. Now we got Barrett Carter chasing down on him. Look at this. You might actually be able to outflank him. But Mason Taylor, right? That's who it is. It's going to come across. Demetrius Knight, again on a 2-point conversion. Can you close that gap and make this a harder throw? Oh, is it Isaiah Davis? Sorry, it's not Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor catches that Breece Hall touchdown, which we'll get to. But let's watch Barrett Carter for a second. Break down, hit Fields, take Fields down. Don't let him make this throw. This is the difference in the game. This was the difference in the game. You need these guys to come down physical and run through the quarterback. Al Golden said on Monday, talking about Jordan Battle and the one blitz early in the game. But this is true for a lot of these plays. They're just kind of approaching the ball carrier flat-footed far too often. I mean, it's a solid move out of Miles Murphy, right? Fake outside, loop back inside with an arm over. Watch this swim move. Whoop! I mean, man, that's a solid win there. Good help by the right guard, or else that's a solid win and a chance for a sack. Barrett Carter, you're on the outside hip. You got him. I mean, come on, man. You got to be an athlete too. We need athletes together. So that's 2-point conversion, and that works. And Charlie Jones is going to take this one for 22 yards on the return from the 5.5-yard line. Taj Brooks got to his guy again there, but it is Logan Wilson's man who gets first contact. I don't know if you can pick out Logan Wilson there. Just not special teams quality. And now you lose Shaka Hayward for a month. So, Logan, you're going to have to continue to play that. I'm going to skip past. I want to get to the real meat and potatoes. Okay. Bengals got a chance to drive. They're just coming off of a drive where they ran the ball down their throats. Explosive. So let's keep running the ball, right? Well, I said you got package plays in here. And that if Flacco sees that you've got potentially 2 blockers here with Jamar Chase and the corners are so far off, flip this thing out to him. It's how Chase got 16 targets last week and ended up with how many targets this week? Or 23 targets previous week. Another 17 or whatever it was this week. Come out, flip it to him. That's a completion 95% of the time, if not more. Chase drops it. So I agree. Should they have just said run play, no package play? No package play. Don't give Joe Flacco and his 20 years of experience an option. Just hand it off. Well, let's see how many are in the box here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe 22 could have counted at one point, but he's definitely leaning this way now. No reason why you can't hand that off. So, is it Zach's fault for leaving Flacco to have that option? Should he have just removed that option from him and said, we're running it right up the middle, keep the clock rolling? Would that have helped? Who knows? So now you got to throw in the next 2 plays here. In play number 2, we're going to see our first glimpse of what the Jets are doing here on 3rd downs. And they did this earlier in the game too, but we got double. Means we're going to double Chase and Higgins. And I need Andrei Iosivas to win. I need him to win off the line. I need him to win with speed. I need him to create separation. He's one of the bottom separators in the league. He's one of the bottom 4 yards per route run. He's one of the bottom for run blocking. He's one of the bottom for yards after the catch. I don't know what he does well. And it's time to let other guys play the position. You've got inside shade here. This guy's to the inside, meaning he is not going to let you beat him across his face. I need this move to the outside to really sell him, to get him to go outside. Give me a step to the outside and then break out in front of his face. Let's watch Andre here. I mean, it's just, you didn't sell it. You didn't give me anything there. You're not moving that guy. You're just, what am I just going to beat him across the face with speed? Because you didn't. That's 0 separation. He's in your back pocket. And then it's a contested ball on 2nd down. And that's just like, the other guys are getting doubled. You don't see double around the league unless you've got 2 stud receivers. Yoshi, I need it. We need you. I need Jermaine Burton active. I'd like to see Charlie Jones and Mitch Tinsley get an opportunity there. It's just too much Yoshi in these situations. So now they're going to switch it up a little bit and say, okay, let me get Jamar in the slot here. And Jamar comes in motion and gets in the slot. Looks like we may have man coverage with a safety right over top too. So you got to be aware of that. On 3rd down now. So let's see what happens here. And man, right away, we're doubling. We are doubling. This guy and that guy. This guy and this guy. We got double again. I mean, I need someone else to win. Chase is getting like bumped and thrown to the ground. Can we watch just Jamar Chase for a second here? He's trying to break free. He hits the other guy. I mean, honestly, throw it to Yoshi. I just got done with saying, stop throwing it to Yoshi, but you kind of have to. When these other guys are getting doubled, this is where buying time and breaking free and finding something else is, you need it. And Flacco ends up taking the sack because everyone's covered. You can't scheme everything. You do need a guy that can play off script at quarterback. It's why Burrow is so valuable. It's why the offense hums at such a high pace with him when he's on. Because the protection here is solid, right? Step up. Find a guy. I mean, everyone's doubled. I get it. There's nothing there. And you don't want to throw it away on that. First sack of the game. When everyone's doubled, it's going to go to Yoshi. Which is why you want Mike Gesicki. which is why you want Noah Fant, which is why you want Chase Brown on the field, because these are your weapons. Like, is anybody really scared of Pirine in the pass game? No. They'll let Pirine catch the ball. They'll cover him one-on-one. Chase Brown, though, could be an issue. Noah Fant could be an issue. Charlie Jones, Jermaine Burton, Mitch Tinsley. I like Tinsley for the contested situations. I like Charlie Jones maybe creating some separation. I like Jermaine Burton for just high-end upside of anything on a play. I mean, he can get deep. He's got speed. He's got ball skills. I know we shouldn't be relying on like wide receiver 3. Like, our 2 receivers are so good. You can put anyone at wide receiver 3, but they need to be good at something. Tell me what Yoshi's good at. Tell me what he's good at. Tell me what routes I can run with him and know I should get him the ball in these situations. So say I'm pre-snap and it's double-double and you know Chase and Higgins are getting doubled. If you could audible, it's Madden. What route you putting Yoshi on? I don't know either. All right, defensive time. And we got a play action. It's a really good route. So we got Dax on the outside and Arian Smith on the outside. And watch how he gets into his blind spot right here and really sells like he's going vertical. He's in Dax's blind spot. And now he's going to look like he's hitting the brakes. And Dax doesn't see it because, let me clear that. As we're throttling down here, Dax doesn't see it because he's in his blind spot. So Dax is like, oh, I gotta go downfield. Fields is winding up to launch this thing. Let me turn and run. And then he immediately, oh no. Dax only played 10 snaps in boundary corner on the outside in this game. Gave up a couple catches while he was out there. But on long developing plays like that, we need the pass rush to win. So let's see what happens here. You're in your base defense. You're in your 4-3, much more standard defense for the Bengals. Play action. Everyone bites up. Now you got Demetrius Knight dropping back. Can we get anyone? I mean, can we get a pocket like this when Burrow's stepping up? I mean, golly. Yeah. So big game, another explosive game. As the Jets are driving down now to take the lead. Get Breece Hall and a 10-yard gain to the 25. Let's flip it around and let's see. Players look upset. They look mad. But what are they mad at? Who are they mad at? I wonder. Slayton and Chris Jenkins as your defensive tackles. The Bengals end up like this a lot. Can I point this out? All right, so Slayton's on this side. But if we count him, 2, 3, 4, 5 on, I mean, I get it. Slayton's on this side, but they overload one side pretty often on their defense. And I was always thinking if the running back's on this side and it's going to be a handoff, isn't it going to be that way? Isn't he going to go that way? So wouldn't we want one of our linebackers to go this way? They do this all the time, though. So I don't know that it's one individual player making a mistake because they're going to end up, what are they doing? And why I'm counting Slayton is because they're going to knock him inside. And now if you look at it, like they've got a wall here. You're asking this guy to run up the alley and make a play and for it to not be after a 6-yard gain? You're asking Geno Stone, like, is that Geno Stone's strength? We know what Geno Stone is now after 2 years, right? You want him to run up in that alley and make that tackle? And there's Knight, like, banging his head, right? Watch Knight. That's what makes me think, like, dude, were you not over there? He's like, are you thinking that you're close to something? I don't know. I don't know why they're outnumbered on one side of the play, on the play side, so often. And again, pick up a 5. I was going to say, again, their D-line was heavily shaded to one side. Luckily, this time it ended up being the play side. But watch as they end up figuring out where they want to be here. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it just looked like that from the side this time. This time, much more even set up. Flip it out. Guys make their tackles. Was that Dax making the tackle after 5 yards on first down? 5's like the maximum I want to give up on first down. That's not what I want. 2nd down and 5 now. And Demetrius Knight with a physical tackle. about 1 yard shy of the first down. So this would be similar to last time, except for last time when I was talking about it, we had a linebacker here and here. So this time we're over a little bit. So that's nice to see. Let's see how it affects the play a little bit. Everyone still dips inside there. So Hall's going to easily say, okay, I got this. And Knight's going to fill it and make the tackle. But it's a gain of 4. Gain of 4 on 2nd and 5 is a successful run for the offense. And again, you see how, like, am I tripping or are they all off to one side again? Logan Wilson's trying to move guys over. Yeah, because he's like, I mean, do I have to count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Just being, I mean, where do you think Fields goes? Fields goes to that side that's soft. Look at this. Logan's like, I need somebody over here. Somebody's got to be over here. He's like, I'll do it myself. I don't give a shit. Sorry, excuse me. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is too often. They can't even get lined up. Or they're being told to overload one side. I mean, it's a good play by Fields. He's looking right. He's like, do I got this? It's a fake screen, right? We got Mason Taylor releasing. It's not, it's 47, the guy they used to block. So he comes back this way. Everything's covered. Logan Wilson's got his guy. Demetrius Knight's got his guy. He's got a defensive lineman right in his face. He throws that with a D lineman in his face with nice anticipation as Davis is turning around. Pick up just shy of the first down. I want to say it's a pickup of 9 on first down. Watch Fields here in the pocket. This is one of Fields' best games, though. Like, he's looking 1, 2, and as he comes back here, who's got in his face? It's Slayton. Watch that throw right. I mean, did that go right between Slayton's hands? And I want to go back to when he decides, like, I'm going to have to throw it to this guy right here. Right here. Bang, right on his chest. That's a good play. It stinks when everyone is covered. And we said that a couple times in the low red zone especially. Everyone's covered. And then Fields bides time, or the D-line can't get there. 2 plays in a row, though, for TJ Slayton, Logan Wilson. They get a tackle for a loss. The Bengals they've been anemic for tackles for a loss this year. So let's see how this happened. Right over the nose here. Again, we're overloaded again, I would say. I mean, but their tight ends are here. They got an extra lineman here, so I get it this time. Watch Slayton. Right off rip. Swim move. Right in the gap. He and Logan Wilson clean that thing up. It's a good job, boys. You can celebrate. It's one of the best plays the defense. Maybe the only play the defense made all day. That's definitely one of the best ones. All right. I want to see where he comes from. Where's Mason Taylor come from that nobody's on him? Oh, he's coming in motion. And Dax is trying to get there. Okay, so Dax is covering him. Yeah, all right. So they're going to bring him across here, and Dax has got to come around and get there. Sometimes you'll see guys go through the traffic. That's so much harder. If you're an athlete, just go around. Oh. I mean, if you're playing man coverage, teams are going to try and do that. They're going to be like, all right, run with our guy. See if we can get the advantage here. It's a good call. It's a good play by the Jets again. And again, he's throwing that with guys in his face right here. So this is what Taylor must have been talking about. Like, we had guys near him. I mean, I get it, sort of, but you're so exposed on the back half because of it. You got to sell out. You're blitzing your safeties and corners in order to get near Justin Fields, who holds the ball typically for 3.5 seconds. Not ideal. Pitch out to Breece Hall. He's really putting his head down, selling it. Let me watch DJ Turner here, because Turner comes up. He's the outside corner. He's got to come up and set the edge. As soon as he sees Mason Taylor run by him, he's got to take off. Hall flips it up. And he just doesn't know the ball's coming, right? Because his back's turned. It's why you throw this thing. I need Turner to knock this thing away. Turn and look for the ball would be great. I get it, though. It's such a quick situation that you're trying to recover. And once you get to him, you're thinking, like, he's not going to throw this ball. It's not a quarterback. He's not looking if a guy's open. He's just trying to throw it. He didn't want to take a 3-yard loss there. It could have been a deciding play in the game. So now the Jets get an easy field goal because they've hit their 2-point conversions all day long. And the Bengals are going to have to drive and get in a field goal position to take the lead if they can. And we will get to those plays here now as the Bengals get a kick return. And there was one kick return I did want to see, and I hope it's this one. I don't think it was this one because I think it was on the opposite side where Charlie Jones had a lane and kind of stumbled and tripped. You guys remember that one? Now they're trying it to the other side now. Just didn't happen. Yeah, so there was a big return available for Charlie Jones in this game going the other way. This wasn't it, though. They got to get better, though. I mean, again, you want to activate Burton and say, all right, you're our return man because at least you'll run through some arm tackles unlike Charlie Jones right now. Well, that's how he gets on the field and maybe gives you the upgrade here because we're going to see some throws to Yoshi on this final drive. All right. We got Jamar Chase up at the top. Yoshi in motion. Looks like man coverage the way he follows. Jamar's just going to turn between the two. I mean, and again, like, there's so much attention to Jamar that Flacco is feeding him so much that Yoshi is wide open. If you want to throw this, you can throw it. It's like Flacco's really only comfortable throwing to Jamar right now. And I think all we're going to see is defenses like, we are not going to let Jamar off the line. We're going to treat him like Kelvin Johnson. We're going to treat him like it's a punt. We're going to have 2 guys on him from rip because I would make Flacco prove that he's going to throw to somebody else. I think the Jets did that on this final drive. It's one of the reasons the Bengals failed. Because I think at this point, Flacco's thinking like, I'm just gonna 5 catches for Jamar on this drive, and we're gonna go win the game. And we get a run here for 12 as Chase Brown squirts through that line. Let's see it from the other side. I mean, at this point, at this run, I'm thinking like they're gonna do it. They got it. They can still run the ball. They're gonna be all right. I want to watch Karras here. Karras got one of his best PFF grades. There's no one over them. So watch this. Is he going to bump 72, come over, take 56? I mean, look at the gap between them. And then Fairchild's going to move 72. I think that's Briggs out of the gap. And Chase Brown's just going to split through a tight window there. In empty this time. I'm trying to see who that is. That is Mitch Tinsley down there? It was Mitch Tinsley. We got Hoss Juke here, which means Jamar Chase down here. He's just going to turn around between these two, hopefully gather the attention of this guy and this guy, and Yoshi's going to kind of wrap around him. And if it's cover 2, this middle of the field's wide open. You're keeping this Tampa 2 occupied here with Jamar Chase and allowing Yoshi to get behind them. So I think Flacco wants to hit Jamar and then sees, like, because this ball should be coming out now. You see when Yoshi looks back, like Yoshi's like, oh, we got him. Hit me. And he has to reset and then throw it. And then the ball kind of fades and floats to him. I need Yoshi to make the catch at the same time. Like, I need someone to make a play. Someone's just got to make a play. I think Flacco's late on this read, though. Watch him right now. Oh, a little late there. I need him to catch that, though. 2 hands on him. It's a little behind you. Turn your body and turn it away. He's had an issue catching with his hands away from his body his whole career. I mean, he's only supposed to be a wide receiver 3 in an offense that gets so much of its targets to the other guys. And here's the time where you want to flip it out to Jamar. Is that Jamar in the slot? It is. Like, now's the time, right? You got both your receivers over here. It's probably the only time they didn't double them. Dang. How'd they know they were going to run the ball? How many did they send? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, what a time. What a call by the Jets that the Bengals would actually run it. Now, I think we're going to flip it the other way, but I think P. Ryan had a chance to hit this alley. But you're going to see when we flip it around, he never got a chance to even press that hole and get there. Like I said, he likes to press it and string it as long as he can and then bounce it. He's not the fastest guy, right? So he's got to use manipulation and a little bit of deception before he hits those holes. So we're going to see it here. Jalen Rivers is what I want to talk about. Jalen Rivers and Quinnen Williams. I'd like to give this guy some help. Williams gets under him, gets that arm on P. Ryan. P. Ryan never has that opportunity because I think right about now, as soon as 9 dives inside, would have been when P. Ryan hits this, and then Yoshi would have blocked 22. So, like, I hate the 2nd and 10 call. It's 4 down territory, though, so I get it. But also, I think it would have worked. Unfortunate that the Jets called a run blitz there when they've been doubling everyone the whole time. So that stinks. That's the time you want to throw the ball to Jamar. All right, 3rd down. 3rd down, and here's what I don't like. Even though they're condensed up here, which means you got these guys tighter in, you don't have T all the way wide. You're putting T and Jamar on the outside, Yoshi in the slot, like as basic as you can get, right? And you're not, no motion. We're just saying drop back and we're going to throw. And what do we get from the Jets, guys? You know it. What is it? Yeah, double. We're going to hear the kids scream. So as Flacco gets to the top of his drop, he's like, nobody's open. And maybe he could have anticipated a little earlier that what Jamar's going to do. But they didn't. Get rid of it. Live to see a manageable 4th down, 4th and 9. Watch the pass protection up front here. It's going to be a stunt. One thing. Whenever the tight end's on your side as a guard right now, I need you to know that they're running away from the chip. And they're running stunts. Because Jalen Rivers has been a little bit too slow to react. Like, there's no reason to put your head into the guy. Well, what do we do on stunts? Hit him, pass him off, get back in your spot. Not drop your head into him. For what? Now you can't get off and get to your spot. Like, you got to be fundamental even on play 72, I think it was. I need you still. You've been solid. Got to stay sharp. So now it's 4th down. And what do we have again? This time it's even wider, right? This is what I'm talking about more. Like, this is your basic. No motion. We're not putting anyone different. I'd love to put Chase and Higgins on the same side. And we're going to get double again, guys. We're getting double again. We absolutely need the next guy to step up. I will say this, too, if I can criticize Zach Taylor for a bit here. While the offense scored a lot of points, you guys failed in the crunch time again. So lining everyone up the way you do. And what the Bengals like to do also is have their 3 routes. And also, they love to have, and this has been the case since I watched the film of the Rams offense when Zach got hired. They have 2 guys to the flats, always. Or 1 guy checking down underneath. But in this case, it's 2 guys to the flats, P. Ryan and Noah Fant. And if you watch it, they're all both chipping to try and give us some extra time here because it gets picked up. Like, great, it gets picked up. But these guys aren't real options. I'm just talking about the flat guys. Like, look at P. Ryan. Look how tightly this man is inside of Samaje. So we're going to go back a second. I need Yoshi to win. Watch Yoshi in the slot. Watch him get jammed. Just comes straight up off the line. Tries to get inside. I mean, come on, man. What do you call this? What kind of release is this? All right, can I use your hands? Can you get off? You're getting jammed that far down. It's 4th and 9. We need you. We need you. And then he turns, and Flacco's like, all right, got to give him the ball. I mean, all the timing's messed up. Everything's off. Both of your stud receivers are, and this is where like people say like we shouldn't need Yoshi to have a functional offense to be good. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I've read, and I wish I could find the article. I think it was Bill Barnwell or something from his from the Ringer that said the impact of wide receiver 2 and 3 is equivalent to the impact of a wide receiver 1. The combined impact of 2 and 3, which makes a ton of sense. Like, right? Like if you get 100 catches for your number 1 and you get 60 and 40 for the 2 and 3, like I get the production wise it matches, but the impact on the game also, the EPA, the wins above replacement, like I need that number 3 to do something. We got 2 targets to T, 1 for 44 and a touchdown. We got 3 targets to Yoshi, zero catches. So in total, 5 targets, 1 catch for 44 and a touchdown. Like great for that, but you got to be able to do something. He's got to get off the line. He can't run a route. He was a fun player. I mean, he's going to play in the league for a while because he's got height, weight, speed. But his route running has not gotten better. His feel for the game has not gotten better. You cannot rely on him. And it stinks that we have to. And the game's over. So, epic failure. Collapse in the fourth quarter. Couldn't do anything to stop the Jets. Jets are running the ball to come back and take the lead. Converting on multiple 2-point conversions. I don't know what you do with the defense. It looks so bad that, like, throw it all out and see if you can invent a new game plan and defense and scheme over the next few weeks and into the bye week and try and see if you can come out better in the second half. They got to rattle off some wins. I mean, this was supposed to be an easy win, not an easy win. This was a win you counted on. Now you're going to have to steal one. You're probably going to have to win the division by sweeping the division opponents, going 6-0, beating the Steelers twice, Browns twice, Ravens twice, obviously one Thursday night away in Baltimore. That's going to be tough. Almost impossible, numbers-wise. So as we tiptoe around evaluation mode and really get an idea of what these players are, because if you're still watching, you're with me. You're evaluating these players. You want to know who is good, who's making progress, who's getting better. We got to hope for a lot of progress. And we're going to check in and we're going to watch film. It's what we're going to do. I'll still be locked in for this Bears game because I am interested in Jamar Chase's chase for the back-to-back Triple Crown, which would be crazy. He's on pace for like 208, I think, targets. He has 99 targets right now. Week 8. We're at the halfway point, almost, sort of. One more week. Crazy. All right, guys. I appreciate you still watching. For those that are just so done with this team, I get it. We'll be here irregardless of how the season goes. On Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. And we have a pre- and post-game show, preview show. That's really our chat. Our Jake and Joe preview show, our Friday show, is more of the state of the Bengals at this point, right? What do they look like? What's going on? What can we expect? And then we look at matchups and some plays that happen on that we can hopefully see happening on Sunday. Sometimes they're a warning going into that game. Sometimes it's a positive thing. And then we do the preview or the post-game show, which is a good time with everyone in the chat. We had like 1,000 people in there going pretty crazy on Sunday, which was expected, but pretty cool to watch. And maybe you win something courtesy of First Star Logistics. Until next time, Hooday.